What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Let's kick it off. So first up, we can see ICP and XRP shared by CME Group, and this is launching July 29th. We have new CME CF reference rates and real-time indices. So starting on July 29th, for transparent pricing, we have two new assets for CME CF Internet Computer Dollar and the XRP Dollar reference rates and real-time indices. So what's the point of these reference rates? According to CME Group, they say these products are designed to allow crypto traders, companies, and other users to rely on a credible reference rate price source. And these reference rates aggregate trade flow of major cryptocurrency spot exchanges during specific calculation windows into a once-a-day reference rate of the US dollar price of the respective crypto. So it's good to see XRP added to this list alongside a bunch of other assets. We also have Anders right here asking, was XRP added now because Taurus ruled XRP a non-security in itself? And down below we can see a list of cryptocurrencies added along with the date that they were first added. So Bitcoin, Ether, Algorand, AVAX, Ether in the Bitcoin ratio, and we have XRP. Next up for Hedera and Algorand, I thought this was really cool, shared by Generation Infinity. So they discovered what appears to be the Central Bank of Sweden trialing, or at minimum trial modeling, both HBAR and Algorand's network, Hedera Hashgraph, and Algorand's blockchain for the future retail CBDC of Sweden, the e-krona. So in this screenshot, we can see e-krona models looking at the electricity use per transaction using different payment services and different payment types. And we can check out this document linked right here, and we can see that this was dated just last month in June, looking at the potential climate impact of retail CBDC models. And if you do a control find in this article, we can see Hedera is mentioned 7 different times, and then we can also check Algo. So here we can see Hedera's protocol, we can see the mention of Algorand's protocol for representing the decentralized design. And Algorand is mentioned another 4 times in this document. I almost keep calling this an article, but this is a document that was put out by the Central Bank of Sweden. I'm sure you guys saw the other day there was a giant round table with a bunch of different crypto companies in attendance. We had Mark Cuban, we had Brad Garlinghouse, Mike Novogratz, we have Scaramucci, Coinbase, BitGo, DCG, Paxos with their recent news, Stellar, Pantera, a bunch of groups. And we can see recently that Paxos prevailed in SEC investigation of the BUSD stablecoin. So Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle, congrats to Team Paxos. Regulatory clarity that payment stablecoins are payment money and not securities is prevailing all around the world. Next up, shared by Casper Labs, we have this gentleman, Mo, I'm not going to butcher your last name, joins Casper Labs as board of directors. And we can see that Mo is currently the Chief Marketing Officer, or CMO, for T-Mobile for Business. So he's bringing over 20 years of experience, so pretty cool, and I'll have to look more into this. We can also see previous roles over at AT&T as Chief Product and Platform Officer in AT&T Business. So it looks like some really good connections. When I see T-Mobile, that makes me think of Davos that was held earlier this year, and I believe I watched a panel, and that's available on Casper Labs' YouTube channel with T-Mobile. You can also see shared by Actis Research that there is going to be a webinar upcoming on Tuesday, July 16th, held by Uphold Institutional and Casper. So we all know Dr. Martin, we can see Mark Greenslade, Head of Research and Development over at Casper, and we have Willie, creator of Actis and President of Nucleus Finance, which is built on Casper. We have shared by Anders, we have Brad Garlinghouse is the most stable peg in crypto at 589. Dedication, he is still following 589 people. We have Ripple the company with a recent blog going over digital asset trends in Africa. Going over BlackRock launching their tokenized money market fund. In less than a week after its initial debut, BlackRock's tokenized fund had already attracted $240 million. And beyond money market funds, there is nothing to prevent alternative investment funds such as venture capital or private equity from being tokenized. And I always refer back to this, the global alternative investment market is projected to reach $18.3 trillion by 2027. We also had this said by Bradley Johnson, Custody Sales Director for Africa at Ripple. South Africa's Financial Sector Conduct Authority, the FSCA, recently approved licenses for 75 crypto asset service providers, CASP, almost like a VASP, I guess we're going to call this a CASP, including the likes of Luno and Valor, but with the expectation that a move from traditional banks into the market is imminent. Discussing other regulatory frameworks for digital assets along with VASPs or Virtual Asset Service Providers, we can see the Virtual Assets and Initial Token Offering Act. We also have this, and this is important, a handful of incumbent custodians have begun to explore and implement digital asset custody solutions. With high-profile examples including this group, I'll butcher the pronunciation, it's something like Societe Generale, Forge, the first and only bank in France to obtain a DASP or a Digital Asset Service Provider license. And this group is one of the largest European financial services groups. along with HSBC, one of the big three banks in cross-border payments alongside Citi and JP Morgan, also one of the world's largest global custodians, which announced plans to develop an institutional custody solution for tokenized securities. So Johnson over at Ripple in that blog says verbatim that custodian banks are well positioned to support institutions looking to trade crypto or tokens. So I'm definitely keeping tabs on anything related to Ripple custody because Medico, that huge acquisition, is entirely under Ripple custody now. And we know their predictions for the crypto asset class, the growing institutional crypto custody market is expected to reach a staggering $10 trillion by 2030, whereas the market cap today is around $2 trillion. So the crypto asset class today is around $2 trillion, with projections of $10 trillion, which is a factor of 5. Next up, super quick for Hedera. So looking at Hedera's mainnet, we have over 58 billion transactions. We can see the TPS right there. And going over the platform, Atma.io, from Hedera's governing council member Avery Dennison, connecting over 30 billion items to its cloud. So industries like apparel, food, pharmaceuticals use Atma.io to track products from point of creation to end sale, verifying product authenticity and improving supply chain efficiency. This includes 6 of the top 20 apparel brands globally. And this is all by leveraging the Hedera Consensus Service, or HCS. So I'm always a fan of real-world use cases that we're seeing scaled up. And super quick for the HBAR weekly price chart, we can see we're pulling back and we have lost the 50-week moving average. For reference, you see this week, this black vertical line, this is December 28th, 2020. So Hedera, up, down, crashed. What happened during the week of December 28th when HBAR finally went up in price? We can see the Bitcoin price chart during the week of December 14th already had its first major move in all-time highs, and 2 weeks later it was creating higher highs. What about Bitcoin dominance during that same week of December 28th? This was the actual peak of Bitcoin dominance, as you can see right there, to the very wick. So the peak of Bitcoin dominance, and it crashed as Bitcoin is creating higher highs. And during that exact same week, Bitcoin was going up, creating higher highs. Bitcoin dominance topped and crashed, and guess what? The total crypto market cap created an all-time high price during that week. So I just wanted to point those 3 things out specifically and what we saw last cycle, and we haven't seen those 3 things today. We haven't seen Bitcoin draw its first major move, we haven't seen the total crypto market cap create an all-time high price, and we haven't seen Bitcoin dominance give us confirmation that we have found our top and have begun the crash. So I just wanted to point that out in terms of reference for actual price moves. I'm not discussing ROI. We know that the circulating supply for HBAR was much smaller, but for the highest majority of assets, it's in that time frame when we see that historical alt season of Bitcoin dominance crashing as Bitcoin runs into higher highs. So I always want to repeat that for anybody new. I know that not many people care about crypto right now, but I want everybody to have a good understanding of how these cycles operate. And you can go to TradingView, linked right in my link tree in the video description. You can look at all of these charts for free, just one chart at a time, and compare yourselves looking at these tickers. And to finish up today's video, guys, for anybody interested in a crypto retirement account, I have iTrust Capital linked in the top of this YouTube video description. I've had a Roth IRA with iTrust Capital for over 4 years, and we covered a bunch in last month's video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button and sharing your thoughts down below. As always, you can find all links, including resources for charting, trading bots, platforms, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts in my link tree at the top of the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.